Hello, church family. Today we're going to be looking at Psalm 10, or at least the first half of Psalm 10. And in this psalm, we're going to see a category of lament, at least here at the beginning. And it's going to also have some wisdom aspects to it as well. So the psalmist is going to start out with saying, "Why, O Lord, do you stand far away? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble?" And so here we've got a line that's a bicolon, and he's looking and expressing his ideas about how he feels, how God is not present, right? So he's not trying to speak a theological truth. God is everywhere. He's omnipresent. But here in this text, he's trying to bear his soul out before God. God, why do you feel so far away? God, why aren't you out in the open? So he says, "Why, O Lord, do you stand far away? Why do you hide yourself in the time of trouble when distress comes, right? Why are you not there?" And then he's going to kind of move his discussion to the arrogant people. So why does he feel so isolated? Why does the psalmist feel like there's no one around? He says, "In arrogance," so change of subject, "the wicked hotly pursue the poor." We're going to see this idea come up again multiple times, like down here in verse 10. "The helpless are crushed, sink down and fall by his," that is the evil, the wicked person's uh, scheming. So the poor are crushed in arrogance, the wicked hotly pursue the poor. "Let them be caught in the schemes that they have devised." This is called imprecation. So what he's calling out is for judgment, imprecation, for the wicked to be caught in their schemes. So the wicked are hotly pursuing the poor. Let those wicked be caught in the schemes that they have devised. For the wicked boasts of the desires of his soul, and the one greedy, the greedy and the wicked are the same thing, for gain curses and renounce the Lord. So for gain, they curse and renounce the Lord. So the greedy are just, they'll do whatever. It doesn't matter. They will go against the Lord just to gain things. "In the pride of his face, the wicked," so again, the wicked, "does not seek him," does not seek the Lord. "All his thoughts are, there is no God." So the wicked's thoughts is, there are no God. So notice how many times he's mentioned the wicked, the wicked, the wicked, the wicked, right? The greedy, the same kind of things. And what do the greedy and the wicked think? Well, they're just going to operate on their own terms and in their own ways. They don't live life as if there's God. His ways, and here he's speaking from a judgment perspective. His ways prosper at all times. Your judgments are on high, out of his sight. As for all his foes, he puffs at them. Um, so there is no God, and there's an interpretive decision to make here. Is this talking about God here? So the subject moves to God. Your judgments are on high, out of his sight. As for his foes, he puffs at them. Or is this speaking from the perspective of the wicked, right? The wicked believes he's on high, right? He thinks that his judgments are out of sight. He scoffs at all of his foes. And it's probably the latter. So because of this, he says in his heart, "I shall not be moved." Who is this talking about? This is clearly talking about the wicked. "Throughout all generations, I shall not meet adversity." Right? So the wicked is just saying, like, I'm never going to be moved. Nothing bad is ever going to happen to me. Why? Because he believes there is no God. "His mouth is filled with cursing and deceit and opposition." So his mouth, his ways, he says in his heart, it's filled with cursing and deceit and oppression. Under his tongue are mischief and iniquity. So this is what the wicked are like. "He," that is the wicked, "sits in ambush in the villages. In the hiding places he murders the innocent. His eyes stealthily watch for the helpless." What does it mean? It's watching for the helpless. It means that his eyes are trying to, looking for the helpless to ambush. "He lurks in ambush like a lion in his thicket." So like a large cat is waiting to pounce on the prey. This is who the wicked, this is how the wicked are. "He lurks that he may seize the poor." So again, that same idea from earlier. there to there. He seizes the poor when he draws him into his net. The helpless are crushed and sink down and fall by his might. He says in his heart, right, so he says in his heart, God has forgotten. He has hidden his face. He will never see it. So again, he says his thoughts are, there is no God, up here in verse 4. And then he's saying basically the same thing again in verse 11. The wicked don't have thoughts of God. They operate on their own strength and in their own way. They don't care about the poor or the helpless. They care only for themselves. And then he's going to, in the next part of the psalm, move that with a cry for the Lord to take action, especially against the wicked. But what this psalm is trying to do is it's just trying to look at the world in which we live and say that the wicked, it feels like they're prospering. It feels like there's no recourse for what they're doing. But the psalmist knows, and we'll see this in the next part, that God is acting and that God will act. And the way that God acts finally and fully and foremost is through his Son.